here in GreenBiz Studio with Angela Nahikian. She's the Director of Global Sustainability for Steelcase. And I am Heather Clancy, Senior Writer for GreenBiz. Angela, you are here participating in a conversation about the circular economy. I'm just curious, you big intensive summit earlier this week.
Yes.
What'd you learn? What'd you experience while you were there?
Well, first, I thought it was great. I mean, it was such an incredible cross-section of people from public policy and investors and analysts and just people and companies who are trying to drive these business models forward and have the conversation about what it's going to take to do that, what it's going to take to enable that. And it was a really rich conversation. We had a really great number of dialogues about lots of things. Some case studies, some challenge discussions, but it was a great day.
What surprised you? Was there any particular point that came up that surprised you or made you think differently about what you're focusing on?
Yeah, and it did. I had one thing in particular that I recall being surprised about, and maybe I shouldn't have been, but that finally the modeling is getting good enough to really help us understand as companies. Investor credible modeling, I should say, that will help us understand, whether we're truly growth companies, whether we're flat growth in the bigger context of the value we're creating for society. Are we flat? Are we growing? And a lot of low growth industries, maybe are going to find that the numbers don't shake out the way that they want them to, and some of the higher growth as well. So I'm really fascinated by that, and I guess we're in the final stages of some things that look really promising.
Okay.
So,
what's enabling that modeling? I think the Internet of Things has been a big discussion point here.
Yeah, probably data analytics in some cases, and to be able to create those models. Internet of Things came up during this conversation. It was extended here today and throughout the conference, which is the big engine, right? It's the big platform that all of this data that we're going to have to collect, analyze, use to make all of the things we imagine possible in terms of business models and things that we want to do for our clients and customers. So that's a really great conversation. Things are moving really fast. And I think we're kind of all a little concerned that they move in a way that's really thoughtful,
right.
So that we don't have to back up and reconfigure them later.
So what smart things are you working on?
Yeah, well, we are a company that is all about smart connected spaces, so we're working on that strategy. We're all about enabling human promise, so people are kind of at the center of what we do.
What's in the space that is smart? Like, is it the chair? Is it the desk? Is it all of the above?
Yeah, well, we're thinking through that. I'd like to tell you that we've redeployed the intelligence throughout everything. No, I think like a lot of people, we're still figuring out what that means. But if you think about things like, how do people use our products, and what condition are they in? Where are they? What kind of patterns can we draw and insights out of that? And we do that through a lot of traditional research methods now, but wouldn't it be great if we had some transparency and insight into all that's going on, and are we really delivering all the things we could to those users and those customers?
You mentioned people before.
Yes.
I think sometimes we talk about the strategy and we forget the role that people take in shaping it. We try to, here's what we think you should have, not here's what you're telling us you want. So how is that dialogue changing?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when we talk about circular economy, they have a hard time wrapping their heads around it. What does it really mean? Because it's a very big, systems design thinking problem. And that's the beauty of it for some of us, and that's the fear side for others. But I think that what I'm finding, and I think what's really encouraging, and I think that's it's encouraging much because I think our company is centered on people and unlocking human promise for people. That if we're doing that, we have the potential to accelerate all of this work that we're doing, and people being at the center of the solution. is sometimes not what's happened in the past. And we've, really chased the technology without really understanding where people are in these solutions. So I'm really happy to see the dialogue from the technology community, the dialogue from companies trying to deploy the business models and the technology. I think it's a really exciting time, and I really think this is our moment to realize a lot of things that we've envisioned for a long time. We're far from being able to completely do that, but I think we're on a pretty exciting path right now.
Okay, well, I'm glad you came to that point. Thanks for being with us here in the studio.
Thanks, my pleasure.